So pay close attention to these words. Doing household chores may help boost grades in the classroom.
So a recent study asked parents to use 4 simple tips, 4 of them at home, and within a few weeks, children's vocabulary and willingness to learn actually improved.
We speak with Dr. Diana Leyva, a psychology professor with the University of Pittsburgh.
So my colleagues and I, we were wondering how household chores can be turned into opportunities for children to learn at home. And what we discovered is that when parents were given simple tips to engage children in these household chores, children had larger vocabularies over time, and they were also more willing to learn compared to parents who were not given these tips. Basically, there were 4 very simple tips. The first one was to make grocery lists with your child. So let's say that you're going to go grocery shopping. One thing that you can do is you can ask your child to help you make a list of the things that you're going to buy at the store. If they're older kids and they know their letters and numbers, they can use it. But if they're younger, they can draw pictures or a combination of pictures and a few letters and numbers. And this is an excellent way for children to practice their writing and their reading in a fun way. The second tip is to practice math while you're cooking and setting the table. So let's say that you're cooking. One thing that you can do is you can ask your child to help you gather the ingredients by saying things like, "Can you get me 4 apples from the fridge?" If you're setting the table, you can also ask your children to help you by saying, "How many forks and knives do we need today?" So these are very simple ways in which children can practice their counting, their adding, their subtracting. They can also compare quantities in a fun way. The third tip is to encourage children to tell stories during mealtime. It can be stories about things that they did, or it can be stories about things that they plan to do. And one thing that we know is that when children engage with their parents in these conversations, children have better school success later on. And then the fourth tip is to use the language that you feel more comfortable with. Some parents feel pressure to speak one language, for example, English, because this is the language that is used in school. However, parents should use the language that they feel more comfortable with, because this is the language that helps them to express better their thoughts and their feelings. And one thing that we know is that when children have a good foundation in one language, let's say Spanish, they can use this knowledge as a building block to learn a second language.